It's an all-Arizona showdown tonight from the McKale Center on the campus of the University of Arizona as the Grand Canyon Antelopes have made the trip to Tucson to take on the 19th-ranked Wildcats. Arizona enters this ball game with a record of 8-2. I'm Eamon McEnany, happy to be joined by former Arizona standout Corey Williams. And Corey, Arizona has certainly a ton of depth issues, but they also have one of the best big men in the Pac-12.
This is not your average 7-footer. Lauri Markkanen is that great combination of shooting ability and athleticism. He's got great touch from beyond the arc. All he needs is a clean look, and he knocks it down. But don't sleep on his athleticism. He can rebound and block shots. He's an impact player for the Cats.
He has had no problem adjusting to college basketball in double figures in 9 of his 10 career games. For the visitors, they've won 2 in a row, and they've one of the best scores in the country.
You have to know where Dwayne Russell is at all times on the floor. He can really fill it up. A great scorer, knocks down the three, really gets him going in transition. He's a key player for the Lopes tonight.
He had 42 earlier this year against Louisville, 14 of 27 from the floor against Rick Pitino's club. And we are underway. The Wildcats in the home white, the Antelopes in the dark uniforms, and this is Russell bringing it up the floor for Grand Canyon. Vernon gets called for steps. Keontae Vernon out of control there on that move, so they turn it over.
Keontae Vernon, a really explosive, undersized power forward. They'll be looking to go one-on-one a lot tonight.
This is Kobe Simmons with it for Arizona. Now Kadeem Allen gets the screen from Ristich. Arizona coming off a very impressive performance on the road against Missouri. Allen from the corner knocks down the three ball. Picks up right where he left off against Missouri.
And that was a busted play. They tried to go with the high-low. It looked like a turnover, but Kadeem Allen picking up right where he left off.
He had 4 threes, a season high against Missouri, and he knocks down his first attempt here. That shot is well off the mark by Frere, Oscar Frere, but he gets it right back. Here's Russell on the attack. High off the window he hits, and the Antelopes are on the board.
He is so tough. You have to get into him and make him change directions. Lightning quick with that great touch. He can really score in bunches.
Now he had 18 in their last win against Illinois Chicago as Frere comes up with the rejection, but he was 5 of 21 from the floor, and I know you'll like this as a shooter and a scorer. Dan Marley said, I wish he was 5 of 28. He's got to shoot, and there is Thunder Dan.
He knows a lot about putting the ball in the hole and guys playing in rhythm, and does a great job of keeping this open offense, giving guys one-on-one opportunities.
20 on the shot clock. Kobe Simmons dumps it down to Ristich. He misses the layup, but he gets fouled by Darian Clark. Nope. No, he got called for a walk, and there's a look at Sean Miller already into this ball game right off the tap.
Sean Miller's so intense, doing so much with so little right now. Only 7 scholarship players, trying to find a way to keep that defensive intensity.
Russell for 3. That's too strong. Clark can't come up with the rebound. It's still loose. Clark fighting hard for it. So it'll be Arizona ball on the tie-up. Antelopes trying to lobby for the timeout there.
See players having a time adjusting to that new rule. They have to signal timeout, but first you got to have possession. The officials calling it a held ball, possession arrow Arizona.
Now Markkanen. Ristich telegraphs that one, and they're making matters worse as the freshman Raleigh Alkins reaching in. Bit of an uneven start to this ball game here in the early going.
A little bit. Both teams, have to settle in. Arizona has seen so much zone. To see the Lopes come out in that man-to-man, they've got to start to get some clean looks.
Jared Martin on the drive, tipped in by Darian Clark. Martin very aggressive on the D, but too aggressive there. Off the screen, Markkanen. Can't hit. Clark with the rebound for Grand Canyon. Allen on Russell. 15 to shoot. Frere for 3. Air ball. Kept alive by Vernon. 10 on the shot clock. Russell loses it. 4 on the shot clock. Gets rejected. Vernon turns around. Good if it goes. It's a shot clock violation.
Great defensive effort right there by Arizona. After have given up 2 back-to-back offensive rebounds, they're able to contest without fouling. Lopes not able to get a good look on that possession.
You see Arizona just 4 shots so far here in the ball game as Chance Comanche checks in.
Arizona's got to be a little bit more careful with the ball. GCU doing a great job of anticipating, getting in those passing lanes, well prepared. They seem to have an idea of what the Wildcat motion offense is going to look like.
Keanu Pinder also on the field. On the court, he has the ball right now. 10 on the shot clock. Catch and release. Rattles in and out for Alkins. He was on fire against Missouri, but misses there. Allen not giving Russell any space. They lose it on the handoff, and then Russell reaches in.
And there you see the size of Kadeem Allen starting to bother Dwayne Russell. He can't get any separation. Kadeem's got that long wingspan, causing him some problems early.
Now Russell probably not intimidated by playing in the McHale Center. He's played there once before in his career when he was a freshman at Northern Arizona. Had 13 points and 6 rebounds back in 2012. Another sloppy pass and a turnover as Martin comes up with another steal. He leads the WAC in that category. Now he has it here, drives, pulls up, short. We've been stuck on Arizona 5, Grand Canyon 4 for a while. Good look here for Alkins, short. So the shooting shoes, as of now, have not made the trip back home for the Wildcats.
It's a different kind of 3. When they played against Missouri, the ball went inside first, then it came back out for wide open knockdowns. Right now, you got guys trying to do 1 dribble pull-ups, contested 3s, get the ball inside where Arizona has a size advantage and shoot the 3 out of that.
Frere loses it. Clark keeps it alive, off balance shot, doesn't go. Last touch by the Antelopes, it'll be Arizona ball. 2 schools from Arizona, but the world well represented on both rosters. We'll take a look at that when we return.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Zales. Celebrate your lasting love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store.
Bench.
Looks like a situation at the United Nations. Everybody represented, but right there you see Lauri Markkanen and Fifi playing together as young men not so long ago, but also being reunited out on the court tonight. You wonder what type of clues and scouting report information is coming out of that situation there. Guys telling each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Sean Miller and Dan Marley logging some serious miles to put together these rosters as Finland, Spain, Australia, Senegal, and Serbia represented.
It's definitely an international game. The days of Europe being 10, 15 years behind the States in basketball, it just isn't that way anymore. Kids are playing basketball at a young age and they're playing it all across the world.
Markkanen on cue, on the drive, can't end the drought. Now he does.
And then we talk about that agility. He misses his shot, but he's up off the floor before anybody else for the putback. Not your everyday 7-footer.
Vernon over to Russell. Kadeem Allen has been all over him here in the first half. Now he pulls up and hits. And the Antelopes like to see that.
And the challenge for Kadeem Allen is to be there when he shoots the ball and not to commit a foul. Arizona, once again, only 7 deep. And when you've got to guard an explosive player like that, you got to do it and keep your hands in your pockets.
Now Markkanen in trouble. Now they reset the offense with Allen. 8 on the shot clock. They dump it down to Ristic. Good team defense there by Clark to force the tie-up.
And here you see Markkanen. This is a set play for him. He takes it off the dribble, puts up a shot, but follows it, stays with it. Before anybody else can do anything, it's an easy 2 points. Follow your shot. To all the young kids up late watching this one, follow your shot.
Now Grand Canyon looking for the lead. Martin for 3. He's got it.
I really like how the Lopes have come out. They're not going to be intimidated. They've played big-name teams. They've played Louisville. They've played Duke. They're not going to get jumped on by the Arizona Wildcats. A lot of toughness in the opening minutes.
Allen maybe got away with steps. Now Comanche on the post-up. Tough shot. Good offensive rebound, but they can't control it. Now Markkanen. Dan Majerle not happy with that call on Oscar Freire.
Right here, great ball movement. There you see the pick to set up the pop, and if you're just a couple of steps late, the Lopes will make you pay.
You know, you're talking about the schedule. You open up against Duke and you go toe-to-toe with Louisville. Why would you back down from Arizona?
Absolutely no intimidation factor. The Lopes want to become a top 25 team. They will play anybody, anywhere. And right now, Dan Majerle's club has got that great rhythm going, and they want to show everyone what they can do tonight.
Great look for Kobe Simmons, and he drills the straightaway 3.
Kobe Simmons, such a key player for Arizona. He's a scorer. He can shoot the 3. He can score on the penetration. He's just a guy that needs good rhythm.
He's coming off a career-high 19 against Missouri. Wildcats back on top. A strong rebound there by Ristic. Markkanen open behind the arc. Too strong. Kerwin Smith with the board for Grand Canyon.
And that's a good possession for Arizona. Even though it was only 1 pass and a shot, that was a wide open look.
Good look there, but Vernon can't handle the pass.
Right here, Kobe just coming off a curl. Nobody even in the neighborhood, just a miscommunication, a breakdown, and Kobe Simmons says, I know what to do with that. I'll take all 3 of those.
There's Simmons with the ball. Fifi Adu, as we mentioned, out there on the floor, number 1 for Grand Canyon. Now they double the ball. Ristic in a heap of trouble. Finds Simmons. 5 on the shot clock. Simmons on the spin, off balance, no problem.
Like I said, he's a scorer. He can give it to you anyway, off the dribble, off the spot up.
Smith can't answer on the other end, so it's Arizona ball with a 3-point lead. Now Allen on the drive. Nice fake on Adu, and 1. Make that Alkins with the bucket.
Riley Alkins is so explosive. Reminds Arizona fans of a Stanley Johnson in some terms. That big physical frame where he can take the hit and still get it to the rim. They are very excited about this young man. They've got reason to be. Great athlete.
The Brooklyn product was ranked the number 21 player on the ESPN 100 in last year's senior class. Now Kadeem Allen checks back out on the floor for Alkins. Wildcats grabbing control right now. Look how quickly they double and show on Russell.
They make Russell work for everything he gets. This is a guy who hung 42 points on Louisville like it was a walk in the park. But Arizona doing a great job on ball screens, making him give it up.
Now Martin keeps it himself. Nice ball fake, but short. Markkanen reaches out for the rebound. They jump out on Allen. Pinder down low with the left, hits.
Nice bit of ball movement right there by Arizona. Couple of threes, taking it to the basket. There you see them trying to force it. There's not enough spacing right there.
So the Wildcats have gained control at home on Grand Canyon, a 10-0 run. They lead 17-9. Back after this. 19-9 over Grand Canyon, and a young roster for Sean Miller as we take a look. 6 freshmen getting quality play here, baptism by fire.
Absolutely, and you can't afford to make freshman mistakes. You got to learn on the job, and that's a huge thing for guys to do.
Especially when you're missing someone of that caliber of Alonzo Trier, suspended indefinitely out of Seattle, and Pac-12 all-freshman team, they certainly could use him.
No question, an impact player for Arizona on the perimeter. His presence provides so much more flexibility and the scoring power for the Cats.
But he's still a member of the team and still on home games a big part of the team.
Absolutely, the Arizona Wildcats playing through this, and you got to credit Sean Miller and his staff. I've played on teams where guys have been out and it becomes a distraction or people start focusing on the wrong things, but they've been able to play well, and everybody just hoping to get some closure here in the immediate future.
Just having a court issue, some condensation over by the Arizona bench, so now that's taken care of. We're ready to resume action. Grand Canyon has not scored in almost 3 minutes. Russell looking to end that, and he does. Smooth release. See Arizona heating it up, better execution on the offensive end. Now Comanche on the post up. Nice move back to the left, he gets off the glass.
And you got to pick your poison with Arizona because they've got the size advantage, and no one wants to double the post after the performance they put on against Missouri from downtown, so you've got to try to make Arizona score in the one-on-one. There you see Comanche putting in a little work.
Clark on the drive, that's short, mark it in with another rebound. Pick and roll to Pinder. Tough pass to handle for Pinder there on the block. Now Shaq Carr's out there running the point, hoping to free up looks for Russell, and he can just create looks for his own, but he can't finish the layup there. Adu keeps it Grand Canyon ball. Carr a little lazily going after that loose ball, and he pays for it. I don't think Shaq Carr knew how close Pinder was.
Not at all. Kind of lackadaisical going for the loose ball, but Pinder, being the aggressor, getting on the floor, getting after it. Can't take anything for granted playing against these Wildcats. He bobbles the ball and thinks he can just kind of scoop it up. But there's Pinder on the floor. You know Sean Miller's got to love that.
Keanu Pinder from Australia. Got a season-high 9 rebounds against Missouri. Mark it into the left. Loses control, but Pinder there to bail him out. Now you see the size advantage taking control for Arizona.
Just too big. That's big boy basketball in the paint for the Wildcats. They've got Markkanen at the 3 position, so they've definitely got some size out there, and the Lopes are having a little trouble dealing with that.
Adu can't hit the deep 3, but it's kept alive, and Frere misses. Stay Antelope ball. Saturday on ESPN, old Big East rivals square off at the Carrier Dome. It's Georgetown and Syracuse at noon Eastern in a holiday hoops matchup presented by Zales. It's also Pearl Washington Tribute Night and can also be seen streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
I grew up watching that game. That Georgetown-Syracuse 80s, 90s, it never disappoints. Always a great matchup.
Pearl taking it right at Patrick Ewing back in the day. Special sneakers there to honor Pearl. Dwayne Pearl Washington out of Boys and Girl High School in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. One of those players, along with Chris Mullin and Patrick Ewing, that really built the foundation for the Big East. Run out opportunity for Olkins, and he throws it down.
Talked about it earlier, Kadeem Allen causing all kinds of problems. You think you've got an open look, but the wingspan and then the finish by the big fella, that's classic Arizona ball.
Come on, that's the basketball gods. We're talking Pearl Washington, and a kid from Brooklyn goes coast to coast for the throwdown.
I would say that's definitely not a coincidence right there.
Frere, the step back, air ball. Danger time and then some for the Antelopes right now. Oh, all open for Allen, and he knocks it down.
You got to burn one right here. The Wildcats are on fire. Defense sparking the offense. And you don't want this one to get away from you.
So Dan Marley takes a timeout with his team down 14. Poor transition defense.
Rule number 1, stop the ball. Whose man is that? Never mind, that's Buckets. Kadeem Allen from downtown. And before that, you see the block, the rejection, and then the hustle. Riley Alkins with the two-hand flush brings the crowd to their feet. McHale Center.
Arizona right now on a 19-3 run. Dan Marley has to regroup.
And right now, if you're Grand Canyon, you got to go back to the basics. You double the post, and you hope they miss the outside shot. Arizona hurting them on the offensive glass. Get some clean looks. A couple of those shots have been rushed. Grand Canyon, not a team that hasn't faced adversity before. These next few possessions are going to be very important for them.
So Russell out there with Clark, Vernon, Martin, and Adu. Russell keeps it himself and one. Now that makes a great coach. Call a timeout and say, hey, go get a shot and a foul.
Make your coach look good. Right there, just a simple screen and rescreen, but when he turns this corner, he sees daylight, the floater. More guys in college got to perfect that floater. That's easy money. He knocks it down.
But he can't finish the old school three-point play.
And right now, if you're Grand Canyon, you want to follow this up with some good, solid defense. Get a couple of stops, try to chip away at that lead, get that momentum back.
Comanche on the drive. Can't hit. Ristich can't finish with the tip-in. Nice two-man game to Clark. Offensive foul. So Comanche takes the charge.
Usually when you got big guys, they want to try to make a play on the ball. They're so tempted to be shot blockers, but right there, Chase Comanche, probably a play he would have drawn a foul on last year, decides to hold his ground, sacrifice his body, and create the turnover. And there you see the Arizona bench celebrating. Anytime your big man takes a charge, it's cause to celebrate.
Here's Simmons with 13 on the shot clock. Redrive on Adu, gets the floater, but doesn't finish it. Last touch by Russell. So it'll be a new shot clock for the Wildcats. Breaking the action, we'll step aside as well. Arizona 26, Grand Canyon 14. Back after this. Set your New Year's Eve around the college football playoff, the semifinals. It starts with Washington against Alabama, then Ohio State against Clemson. Who do you like, Corey? You went to Arizona, I went to Notre Dame. We gave up on this football season a while ago.
I got to go with the Tide. I mean, their defense scores 2-3 times in a game. I mean, how nice is that? But Alabama, Clemson, if I had to call it, and then I'm just going to flip a coin.
Yeah, I think Clemson. I like Clemson, too. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Clemson because they haven't looked great down the stretch. That lost to Pitt, and in the ACC championship game, they're struggling with Virginia Tech. But they said the same thing last year when they weren't great against Carolina in the ACC championship game, and then they took care of Oklahoma. Good defense by Martin. Again, he leads the WAC in steals, and he comes up with another one.
Great defense. GCU's done a good job of anticipating, getting in the passing lanes. They get the turnover. Now they need to get a good shot.
And there's a good look by Frere, but he can't hit. Russell is all the offense right now. He has 9 of their 14 points.
And he's going to have to keep it up until guys can pick up the scoring.
Markkanen gets fouled and he hits. Dan Marley not happy with Keontae Vernon hitting him on the arm.
Well, right here, when you're 7 feet tall, your release point is so high, you're not concerned with anybody else. And there's just a little tap on the elbow. Doesn't affect the shooter, but the official saw it. He's going to get the extra free throw here.
Does not get the bounce. Ooh, I think the Antelopes got a break there. I thought that bounced off a player wearing a dark jersey. Sean Miller might agree with me. I think they just showed it on that big screen in McHale Center.
I don't know any officials who like the big screens in the stadiums.
Now Frere on the drive. Knocked away. Great hustle there by Pinder. Allen keeps the dribble alive. Marketing. Quick release for three.
Good looking shot. Even his misses look decent. The Lopes have to pick it up on the offensive end.
Russell needs a wingman. Or just create for himself.
He doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need a ball screen, a wingman. He is an outstanding one-on-one player.
Allen off the high screen from Ristic. Hawkins with the lefty drive. Nice move. He has picked up the scoring here in the last 4 or 5 games. Nice fake, and he'll go to the line. That's a veteran move by Russell. Our next ESPN NBA Friday doubleheader has the Lakers in Philly to take on the Sixers at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then at 10:30, it's the Mavericks in Salt Lake City squaring off against Gordon Hayward and the Jazz. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown charged by Mountain Dew at 7. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Russell again misses from the free throw line. He's a 73% free throw shooter. 0 for 2 now tonight from the charity stripe.
Eamon, we got a lot of basketball to play, and a key statistic to watch as Kadeem Allen goes to the bench with his second personal foul. Arizona cannot afford to have multiple players in foul trouble at halftime. Right now they are in good shape with Allen just with 2, but they got to keep an eye on that.
Arizona with a 14-point lead in the ball. Lauri Markkanen picks up the dribble. We approach 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Simmons inside to Comanche. Nice move, lefty finish.
Great footwork by Chase Comanche. No hesitation, doesn't give the guards a chance to double down. Makes a great move.
It's been a one-man show for the Antelopes on the offensive end the last few trips, and the clear out for Russell, the long three, well off the mark. He gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. Adu gets a look. Bullseye.
Nice shooting right there, Adu, wide open. And you can see the Lopes can score. They're a team that went toe-to-toe with Louisville at home, can knock down shots, can make plays. Just got to get a little momentum going.
Markkanen on the drive. Gets rejected. And then knocked away by Martin.
Got a fresh 24, but there's the wide open look for Adu, and it's nothing but net. The Lopes taking advantage of a little bit of chaos defensively as you get the turnover right there.
Carr with the steal on the inbounds pass. So Shaq Carr coming in and making a contribution defensively. Look how far out they go on Russell. Now Carr looking to create. Going right at the big fellas, and he loses it. Say it's off Carr.
Right now, Arizona doing a good job defending the ball screen. They're hedging with their big men. It's always dangerous when you have your big men step out against point guards. They have a tendency to pick up those little cheap fouls on defense. So Arizona doing a good job right now, keeping them from penetrating, but keeping the big men out of foul trouble as well.
Hawkins has 7 already. Gives it up to Simmons. Simmons loses it. Comanche reaches in there. Probably not a bad foul because the Antelopes might have had a run-out opportunity on Sean Miller's Wildcats, but Arizona in control by 13. All right, Brendan, looking forward to that. 32-19. And Corey, we mentioned that they've been relying heavily on the freshmen here for Arizona. And it's a big 3 or a young 3 for Sean Miller.
young three, but boy, are they productive. When you look at those numbers and you feel like guys know they can't come off the court because you're not that deep, but man, do they produce. 16, 12, and 12. You couldn't ask for a better group of young men stepping in for Arizona. And tonight, they're all on the board early.
Alkins has really picked it up of late. Double figures in 4 straight games. 16.3 points per game in December. Again, the support staff at McKale Center working overtime here, keeping the court dry. Final 4 minutes of the first half. Here's Adu on the drive. Alkins with the rebound. Simmons back to Markkanen. Alkins doesn't look like a freshman. That's a guy who's found the weight room already.
Not at all. That young man came into campus already looking like a senior. When you talk about shot selection and discipline, all 3 freshmen maturing from game to game.
And Simmons gives up the body and gets the charge. Looked like they were going to let that one go, and then they blew the whistle.
Great discipline right there for Arizona, not reaching in, sacrificing the body like you mentioned. That's the second time we've seen that tonight. Taking away a scoring opportunity, picking up the charge.
Much to the chagrin of one Dan Marley. He certainly did not see it that way on the other bench. Simmons out there with Ristic. Alkins all alone for 3. Too strong. Russell runs it down.
And that's the 3-point shot you want if you're Arizona. The inside, outside, you know they're going to double the post, try to knock it down.
Well, the Antelopes not playing well, but weathering the storm and trying to hang around here in the critical final 2:48. Alkins out of control. Last touch by Alkins.
And right now, if you're Grand Canyon, you can point to the shooting woes. They haven't been able to connect on a lot of shots, had some point-blank layups that didn't drop. And only being down 13, in spite of that, isn't necessarily a bad position for them, but they've got to get something going other than Russell.
Huge final 2.5, though. This, to hang around and go into the locker room with some momentum, or does Arizona go on another spurt? Here's Carr with 10 on the shot clock. Martin gets a look, and he drills it.
It's the same thing Arizona does with Markkanen, a little pick and pop. It's hard to ask a big man to rotate on a guard and then get back to his man.
And Sean Miller wants to talk things over with 2:11 left. And a reminder, on Saturday at noon on ESPN, Georgetown against Syracuse is part of Holiday Hoops presented by Zales. The longtime rivals have met 91 times. The first meeting all the way back in 1929, with the Orange owning a 49-42 advantage. So the chess match is on here with Sean Miller taking the timeout on the offensive end. You're an Arizona native, obviously a proud alum, but this Grand Canyon story is getting, catching the state. Everyone's paying attention to the Antelopes.
Absolutely. They don't want to be anybody's little brother. They want to come in, play Division I basketball. You look at that schedule, how aggressive it is in terms of recruiting. Coach Marley and his staff are going to go after great players and try to build a winning tradition.
Pinder out of control, and he turns it over. And one thing he's definitely built in a quick time is a great on-campus atmosphere. They love coming out and cheering on this basketball team.
Oh, it's standing room only, a madhouse, great atmosphere, and that's one of the reasons they feel so confident on the road. They play in front of a packed house all the time, so coming to these major venues, hearing crowd noise doesn't bother them in the least.
Now Martin passes up the 3. I thought he might take it after knocking down the last one. Russell will let it fly. Too strong. Alkins another rebound. His 4th of the night, so Alkins doing a little bit of everything. Arizona's been sloppy with the ball here, 10 turnovers already. Pinder. Out to Alkins. Nice pass inside to Ristic, but he loses it on the way up.
Got to keep that ball up high, keep it away from the crumb snatchers. Point guard was able to get his hand in there and knock it loose.
Russell with a step, drops it off. And one. Clark gets it to go.
Nice unselfish play by Russell there. He beats his man, takes it right to the 10 and drops it off. And there you see a little late to the party, Pinder with the contact. That's going to be and one.
That certainly is part of Russell's game. Last year he led the WAC in assists, and they get the three-point play. So certainly what Dan Marley was looking for here in the end of the first half to get right back in this game. A 9-0 run for the Antelopes.
Tough team. They've gotten a couple of shots to fall. There you see him double in the post.
And an offensive foul on Ristic. So all the momentum for the visitors right now.
Right here, you got to take your time. You see the double team. You can't get frustrated. You got to watch it with those smaller guys. You give them a little contact, and they sell it to the officials. Great position right there. We'll see if Grand Canyon can capitalize on this possession.
Russell draws two. High arcing shot off the mark, but a foul against Arizona inside. Grand Canyon in the bonus and go to the line. Darian Clark, 52% free throw shooter. Well short. Free throws have been an issue for the visitors. Just 1 of 5. Wildcats will hold for 1.
Grand Canyon has to capitalize on those free throws, put themselves in a good opportunity, and to come away empty-handed.
Alkins going to have to create for himself, gets a good look, but it doesn't drop. So a 9-0 run to end the first half for Grand Canyon. Arizona goes to the locker room with a 7-point lead, but Grand Canyon hanging around. And it was because of a late run keyed by Dwayne Russell and the defense. So Arizona has the lead, but now let's join Brendan and Deb in the studio for the ESPNU halftime report.
You're watching ESPN's Holiday Hoops, presented by Zales.
Welcome back to Tucson. The cheerleaders and the fans getting ready for the second half as 19th ranked Arizona leads Grand Canyon 32-25. A late start in Tucson, but that didn't keep the Indians manager Terry Francona, the former Arizona star, on hand. Back in 1980, he was the most outstanding player of the College World Series when the Wildcats won the College World Series. Some outstanding players here tonight for both teams.
Dwayne Russell, can't say enough about him. He's at the playground. He's got it all. There you see the step back, little jumper from downtown, and he's also hitting them with the floater, warming up for him in the first half. And Riley Alkins just out there playing grown man basketball, taking control, being physical all the way to the basket. And of course, in the open court, one of the best players in the country, the two-hand jam, got the Cats sitting good at the end of the first half.
Those are our only 2 players in double figures. The Arizona freshman leading the way for the Wildcats, but Grand Canyon clawing its way back into this game at the end of the first half, and that's really what Dan Marley was hoping to do. And Russell 5 of 13, but as we mentioned in their last game against Illinois Chicago, Dan Marley's got no problem with him shooting. He is one of the few shooters on the floor.
Absolutely. Let your best players do what they do. You got to give them the green light and hope they take good looks, but when a player steps up and proves he can knock down shots, you kind of got to roll with it and trust him. And right now, they have a lot of trust in this team. Little give and go with the cut, and they'll get some free throws to start the second half.
Deontay Vernon will go to the line off the pass from Clark. The good news is they're going to the free throw line. The bad news is they're going for the free throw line. Just 1 of 5 from the line in the first half. That trend continues in the second half. Vernon, a 72% free throw shooter. It's the second to make it a 6-point ball game. Kadeem Allen with the 2 fouls. Running the offense for the Wildcats. Alkins now gets in the paint, kicks it out to Markkanen for a deep 3, rattles it in.
Well, he is all alone out there shooting. Not only is he 7 feet tall, but there wasn't anybody near him. You got to find a way to rotate to him and make someone else shoot.
48% shooter from behind the arc. What a drive by Oscar Freire.
Well, that's a nice move right there. To the rack, strong.
That's why the coach referred to him earlier this week as the Oscar.
Absolutely. Totally different GCU squad to start the second half. Couple of nice plays there offensively. Right now, you coming on that curl to your strong hand. Send it home. Leave no doubt, great explosiveness. Ristic decided to sit that one out wisely. Stay out of the poster.
Freshman out of Oakland who's come alive lately, back-to-back figures in the back-to-back double figures in the last 2 games. Looks like we got some little bloody nose there for Jared Martin, product of Australia. Stay out there, he says thumbs up.
You know, I really like how tough these Lopes are. Coming into McKale Center, taking some pretty good shots and hanging around. Guys playing with bloody noses, going to the rack hard. This is a Dan Marley team, no doubt about it.
Allen gets a step on Freire, and he'll go to the line. Arizona usually dominates these type of contests. This is the first meeting between the 2 Arizona schools since 1980. So maybe a start of a rivalry. Allen hits the first. Wildcats open up a 9-point lead. Freire drives again. This time he uses the backboard, but he gets 2 more points for the Antelopes. So Oscar Freire coming to life here early in the second half for Dan Marley.
Freire making some great moves, screen and rescreen. Just lost the freshman Kobe Simmons. There you see another reckless turnover for the Cats, but great one-on-one play. We talk about freshman mistakes. Keeping guys out of the lane, it's got to be crucial for Arizona.
13th turnover of the night for Sean Miller's club. Vernon dumps it off for Russell. Freire feeling it now from behind the arc. Maybe out of his comfort zone. Alkins rips down the rebound. Swings it over to Alkins, down to Ristic. Good D by Clark, but Ristic shoots over.
When Ristic gets the ball that deep, he's got great touch, great hands. He saw them sending the double team early. One-on-one, that's easy money for Arizona.
The offense has run through Oscar Freire here in the second half, but Clark loses it on the drive. Last touch by Clark, so it's a turnover for Grand Canyon.
It's all about positioning. You're going to see Ristic get the ball so deep in the paint right here. That's just way too close to the basket. When that ball comes in, the defender's already inside the ring. One dribble, takes his hook, easy money for the Cats.
Now Markkanen on the drive, right at Clark. Good closeout defense by Clark to make that a tougher shot. Russell with the ball has not forced the issue here in the second half. Finds the open man Martin from deep. That's short. Keontae Clark comes up with the rebound, and he'll get fouled by Alkins. 3 on Alkins. Again, this is an Arizona team that really only goes about 7 deep. Dan Marley also a bit undermanned. No Joshua Brown again for the 4th straight game.
You really got to tip your hat to Sean Miller and his staff. Not only are you only 7 deep, but you're playing effectively without a point guard. So you see the turnovers for Arizona, but you got to remember it's point guard by committee right now until Parker Jackson Cartwright returns to the lineup.
Russell with the floater, too strong. And then he reaches in and commits the foul on Allen. Parker Jackson Cartwright out with a high ankle sprain. Of course, Alonzo Trier, as we mentioned earlier in the first half, suspended indefinitely. There's Cartwright on the right. Never a good sign for the coach when you see some talent in sweatpants and hoodies.
Absolutely, you want those guys suited up and playing.
Simmons will go to the line on the tough drive. Simmons, a freshman out of Atlanta, number 20 on the ESPN 100 last year. Just the 4th free throw of the night for the Wildcats.
Kobe Simmons, so talented. You see his ability, his athleticism. You're watching him develop, learning different ways to score. Sometimes when you're younger in AAU and high school ball, you can just use your athleticism to solve all your problems. But when you get to college, it's a different story. And watching these freshmen still be effective and learn on the job is tremendous.
Vernon can't go get the alley-oop from Frere. It looked like the man was open, but the pass was off the mark.
The Lopes dialing up a little trickery here, trying to spark some momentum, get a little offense going. They had the play, so you're right, just a bad pass.
Just like in the first half, we've hit a little bit of a lull offensively for both teams. Markkanen looking to end that, but he'll go to the line. Nice spin move. Clark doesn't like the call, but the Arizona players on the bench certainly like the move.
And this is what we talk about. This is a flare for a wide open 3. He doesn't have it. He puts it on the deck, beats 1 defender, 2 defenders, and then gets fouled by the 3rd defender. That guy is a nightmare offensively.
Free throw issues continue for both teams. Markkanen with some hoops pedigree. His father, Pekka, played for Kansas and then the Finland national team. Now it's a double-figure lead for the Wildcats with 16 minutes and counting left to go in regulation. And there's an illegal screen on Vernon, so wasted possession for the Antelopes. Markkanen and the Wildcats up by 10. Breaking the action, we'll step aside as well. Back after this.
A fascinating drama unraveling in Syracuse, New York. Into the Pearl's hands behind the back. The Pearl putting on a show. He shot it!
That's how it ended back in 1985, laying the foundation for one of the best rivalries in all of college basketball as the Carrier Dome was rocking courtesy of Pearl Washington. And on Saturday, Georgetown and Syracuse will meet again. It's college basketball as part of Holiday Hoops presented by Zales. Noon tip-off on ESPN. It's Pearl Washington Tribute Night. It can also be seen streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
Pearl Washington, a legend. I remember going out to the playground trying to copy some of those moves right after the game was over. Tremendous player, great memories, great rivalry.
Great competitor. He went right at Patrick Ewing and Michael Graham and the big fellas for the Hoyas. Simmons pulls up for the long 2. Can't hit. Loose ball. Pender keeps it alive for the Wildcats and then loses it to Martin. So another steal for Martin. Now Grand Canyon needs to come to life offensively. They're hanging around, but they have not gotten a good look on their last few possessions.
Had some missed opportunities at the free throw line. There's almost a turnover right there.
Frere recovers somewhat. Now it ends up with Martin getting a great look at a three, but it's short. So no rhythm, no fluid movement whatsoever for the Antelopes with the ball.
Dwayne Russell's got to come back to life and try to take some shots. I know he's trying to rest a little bit and have some gas left in the tank, but
Sean Miller might have hurt his wrist on that one.
Officials picking up on that. Big men have to be set on ball screens. It's very difficult when you have a player coming out full speed to set a screen. The guard's got to communicate, wait till he's set, then you make your cut. Chance Comanche picking up the foul.
Now Russell trying to lose Allen. Pulls up, too strong. And Clark gets fouled.
Just a little shoulder brush. Sean Miller does not agree at all.
Smart, he did not make the closed fist though. He just slapped it. I thought it might have been with a clenched fist that would have hurt the hand. So.
That's some pretty expensive technology on the sidelines these days.
Russell rattles it in. So Kerwin Smith out there on the ball right now for the Antelopes. Ristic shoots right over him, and Miller wants to talk things over. So a quick timeout by Sean Miller after the Ristic bucket. They're back up by 10. We'll take a break as well. Presented by Zales and in the McHale Center. It's bad sweater night, bad Christmas sweater night. And the fans certainly went digging in their closets to find sweaters that, you know, maybe they probably don't wear all that often.
Bad sweaters indeed.
Arizona leading by 10, 14-17 to go. Visitors from Phoenix hanging around. Grand Canyon has not flinched yet. They haven't gotten into a rhythm offensively either here in the second half.
Well, you know, Eamon, this is a team that'll bend but won't break. We talked about their tough schedule, and obviously a talented team with a lot of heart, and here they are, down 10 with plenty of time to go.
Russell can't get a look. Now he'll try again on Allen. Martin, another deep three from Martin. Rattles in and out. Alkins runs down the rebound for the Wildcats. They played Duke and Louisville. Now playing Arizona. Alkins resets the offense with 12 on the shot clock. Frere playing tough D. Strong rebound by Clark.
Alkins needs to be careful out there with 3 fouls, one to go after rebounds.
Clark takes the mid-range J and smoothly knocks it down. "13 minutes left to go here in the second half. Alkins gets a screen, now he's doubled. 9 to shoot. Pinder, air ball.
I mean, you're starting to see the effects of not having a point guard late in the possession. When you get down to the final seconds, you need somebody to set things up. As, boy, the Lopes have just missed on a couple of wide open threes, or they'd be right back in this game. But for Arizona, when you get inside 10 seconds, getting a quality shot.
Grand Canyon 4 of 19 from behind the arc, and there's a hold against Grand Canyon. Looks like it's going to be Frere off the ball.
Number 2, Kobe Simmons.
16 fouls now on the Antelopes. As Comanche checks in for Coach Miller.
Chance Comanche, one of the most improved players from a year ago. You see it in his footwork. You see it in his aggressiveness around the basket. He allows them to go with this big lineup.
Markkanen moves to the left, tries that spin move again. Oh, gets the whistle. Looked like he was out of control, but he gets a break.
That's a real light whistle right here. Nice crossover, kind of gets into traffic and loses the ball, but gets the call.
If you're an Arizona fan, you say there was contact. If you're an Antelope fan, you say it's a bailout whistle. But neither team very effective from the free throw line.
And in the park, we say the ball don't lie.
Yeah. Adu with it now with 15 on the shot clock. Russell gets a pick. Another look at a three. Good closeout defense by Comanche. Adu out of control. Ristic grabs the rebound.
Great defense there by Markkanen, contesting on the shot and then defending and not committing the foul.
Arizona's been stuck on 42 for a while. Markkanen looking to end that drought, but he will not. Rebound goes right to Adu. Russell pull up. And it's a 6-point ball game.
That's probably the easiest two he's had all night in transition. You got to stop the ball, but especially when it's in the hands of Dwayne Russell.
He's smiling, sensing maybe he's coming to life here.
Oh, he's been chilling in the second half. I'm sure he's got a lot of energy left for this second half here with 11 minutes to go. And right here, you're going to see Dwayne Russell in transition pick up the ball. If not, that's 2 for the Lopes, down 6.
Arizona with the lead, but the Antelopes threatening, hanging around here, and this has been, as they're down by 6 with 11:03 left to play in the second half at the McHale Center, and this has been a program that's being built step by Dan Marley and the school. They're committed to this program, and you certainly see the progress.
Eamon, I really love what they're doing. The tough, aggressive scheduling, going out, playing quality competition, starting a winning tradition. When you go into a kid's home and say, listen, we go out and play top teams, come to Grand Canyon University, play in front of a packed house. It's a great package. I like what they're doing up at Grand Canyon.
And the Wildcats scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and Alkins ends that with the free throw. So with them sputtering offensively, Arizona, who does Sean Miller turn to be the leader?
Well, right now it's Kadeem Allen. He's their glue guy. He's their everything. A lot of people forget he was Junior College Player of the Year, averaged 27 points a game. He can score, and if things get tight, Kadeem Allen's going to have to turn it on for the Wildcats.
So right now he's guarding Russell defensively. Martin off the screen. Nice handle and finish by Kerwin Smith.
Very nice pick and roll right there by the Lopes, taking it right to the 10. Arizona not really known for being a shot blocking team.
Markkanen can't answer, and Martin grabs the rebound. Up ahead to Russell, numbers for the Antelopes. And he keeps it himself, avoids contact, and gets the layup to go. It's a 4-point game at the McHale Center.
Right now, Arizona got to do a little soul searching. Markkanen had a layup, didn't take it strong. We'll see what the Cats can do on this possession.
Wildcat fans trying to help him out, but Ristic can't handle the pass. Russell's made his last 3 shots. Gets rejected by Ristic there. Allen keeps it alive. Simmons will go to the line.
Steady, effective offense by the Lopes. Here you're going to see a nice ball screen, wait on your big man, drop it right in the sweet spot, takes it right to the rim. That's good execution. Basic basketball by Grand Canyon, chipping away at that lead, getting back into this game.
Simmons knocks down the first. I want to mark that possession down. 44-40, Grand Canyon with the ball, and it looked like Russell was a little out of control. Didn't know if he wanted to shoot or pass, and Ristic ripped it away from him.
He had a guy open, but Ristic was able to get a hand on it. Could have been another assist, and we could be looking at a 2 or 3 point game. You're right, that could be a crucial part. Arizona able to get the lead back up to 6.
For the first time tonight, it is loud in the McKale Center. Adu looking to quiet him. He cannot. Last touch by Clark, Arizona ball.
Well, the Antelopes beside themselves on that one. Both players had a chance for that rebound. Little miscommunication. They could have come up with that offensive rebound. Instead, Arizona will have the ball up 6.
Ristic on the post up. Off, loose ball. Great hustle by Simmons, but he gets fouled. Looked like he threw it away, but he got hit.
At this point in the game, every loose ball matters, and there you see Kobe Simmons getting the ball and sacrificing his body so the Wildcats can retain possession. They'll get some free throws.
Darian Clark picks up his 4th foul. Simmons, a 77% free throw shooter. Antelopes have another run in them with under 9 minutes to go. They got within 4. Now a mini 4-0 run and another almost turnover. Simmons hedging on Russell. Adu loses it on the way up. Russell gets it back, 8 on the shot clock. Don't know if he realizes, sure he does. Air ball, shot clock violation. Arizona picking it up defensively.
Amen. Once again, you see the long arms of Kadeem Allen bothering Russell a little bit, enough to miss the shot. Thought he was fouled, but the officials didn't see it that way.
Simmons drops it off for Allen. Ristic wants it on the block. Simmons keeps it himself. And he'll go back to the line. Hawkins has 9. Now Simmons at the line with 9. Make it 10 for the freshman out of Georgia.
Seeing some signs of maturity out of this Arizona club. When it was a 4-point game, taking it back hard to the rack, getting fouled, getting to the free throw line, nobody settling for jumpers. Sometimes teams get nervous and start to bail out, but Arizona grinding their way back up to 10.
Moments ago, they were within 4. Now the Antelopes with the ball down 10. And they can't hit the long 3. When does Dan Marley take a timeout? Allen doesn't get picked up. Finds Ristic and hits off the window. And here's the time. Oh. There is the timeout. by Grand Canyon, down by 12.
Kadeem Allen starting to heat up, getting in the lane, finding his homeboy for the drop-off as the Wildcats weathering the storm in Tucson.
Presented by Zales. Celebrate your lasting love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store.
Arizona fans breathing a sigh of relief right now as the Wildcats are on an 8-0 run to open up a double-digit lead once again with 7:43 left to play. And there earlier this year, the number of our colleague Miles Simon retired up in the rafters at the McHale Center. Is it really that long since that championship? 20 years?
It is, and that's such a well-deserved honor. I played with Miles for his first 2 years at Arizona. Such a fierce competitor, great guy, and obviously one of our colleagues here at ESPN, but tremendous player. Never gave up, hated to lose, and that's what helped Arizona get that national title.
Great defense. Alkins loses it back though. Now a run-out opportunity, 2-on-1. Frere keeps it himself. A reminder, our next ESPN NBA Friday doubleheader has the Lakers in Philly to take on the Sixers at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then at 10:30, it's the Mavericks in Salt Lake City squaring off against Gordon Hayward and the Jazz. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown charged by Mountain Dew at 7. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. So Frere ends the run. As Pinder checks in for Coach Miller. Kadeem Allen gets a rest.
We talked about musical chairs for Sean Miller. That's the 4th foul on Kadeem Allen. Still a lot of time left to go in this game. He's a key player. Let's see how that plays out down the stretch.
Simmons gets the play call from Sean Miller. Alkins down to Ristich. He gets hit on the arm. The foul starting to mount for Grand Canyon. It's the flip side for Arizona against Missouri as they sent Missouri to the line 30 times. Ristich gets the friendly roll at home. Ristich hits them both. 7 minutes left to play. Can Grand Canyon make things interesting and make the Wildcats sweat? Martin passes up to 3. Vernon takes the long 2, too strong. Marking in with another rebound. Russell can't get the steal, and Simmons can't make them pay. Still loose, new shot clock for the Wildcats. Alkins, Ristich, Pinder, Simmons, and Markkanen out there for the Wildcats. This is Kobe Simmons. Ristich gets knocked away. The pass by Keontae Vernon. So good defense by the Antelopes. Russell loses it out of bounds right back though. Ooh! I did not see it that way.
Looks like Christmas has come a little early.
I think you're going to talk this one over. Nope.
They retain possession.
And they take advantage. I thought for sure that was off Russell's foot or hand. I didn't see a Wildcat near the ball when it sailed out of bounds. But Frere knocks down the 3. All right, so let's see. Does Alkins touch it?
Not at all.
Not
Left
at
foot
all.
booted out of bounds by Russell. Lopes get 3 and the turnover by the Wildcats.
Simmons D'ing up Russell. Look how quick they are to help. Gets it back though. Pulls up with Markkanen in his face. Short. Pinder with the rebound. How long do you let Allen sit if you're Sean Miller?
Well, right now, up 9. You leave him there. You want him to be able to close out the last 3.5 minutes of the game and play. You got 5 fouls. You might as well use him. But right now, no need to put him back in.
Alkins for 3. Gets his own rebound. Lots of contact and he hits. So this is where your freshmen grow up here.
Alkins having a monster game, so strong. Everything in the lane, not settling for jumpers, being physical, being aggressive, getting those second chance points.
Foul on Pinder, but on the other end, Alkins getting it done.
Talked about just being strong, just being determined, following your shot in traffic, takes it up strong. Riley Alkins has been doing that all night for the Cats.
Double figures now in 5 straight games.
Foul is on number 25. He had his second personal foul.
Adu going to work on the bigger Pinder. Alkins with the rebound. So they get their instructions from the coach, and now they're ready to go to work. Markkanen from straight away. Can't hit. Pinder comes flying in for the offense. They call him though for over the top. Pretty much sums it up for the reaction in the McHale Center.
Ball comes off the rim, Pinder flying in. He looks like he almost got to the ball first. But the Lopes will shoot.
Frere can't hit the front end of the one-on-one. Simmons draws 2, finds Pinder, he'll throw it down. So a different reaction from the Arizona bench for that play involving Pinder. Now the alley-oop and Frere answers. That's why they call it execution.
Arizona caught slipping on a little back screen. Got to communicate. The high riser.
Ristic gets fouled on the double.
Right now, it's about execution down the stretch. Arizona with the jam. Going right back at him. Anything you can do, we can do better. The Lopes take flight. Got a good one here in Tucson.
Getting closer and closer to kickoff for the college football playoff on New Year's Eve. The action gets underway with Washington against Alabama and Ohio State Clemson. College football playoff, the semifinals on New Year's Eve. One of the big differences, Corey, here in the second half for Arizona is their ability to not just get to the line, but to knock them down.
Well, they've been more aggressive, getting fouled, penetrating, dropping it off to the big men, being more physical. That's how they were able to withstand that run, is they didn't go to the three-point shot. They went to the inside game. Their bigs have been able to get to the free throw line.
Just 2 free throws in the first half for Arizona, 17 in the second half, and they've made 13 of them. Ristic hits the first. Martin grabs the rebound. Grand Canyon needs to pick up the pace offensively, down by 12. Martin gets a good look straight away. He has gone cold here in the second half.
And he's had some very good looks, some wide open shots that just haven't fallen. He could easily be the difference in this game.
So Kadeem Allen back out on the floor. He has the ball now, being guarded by Frere. Crossover. Gets rejected. Gets it back, kicks it out to Simmons for 3. That's short, but Marketing gets another shot clock for the Wildcats.
The size of Arizona starting to wear Grand Canyon down. They've got that lineup out there with Ristic and Marketing out there.
Now the Wildcats in no rush. Oh, that's a bailout call. I thought he was completely out of that one.
The Lopes are beside themselves. Good defensive position. He tries to get a little tricky and not much there. Should have been a turnover in my book too. I got to agree with you, Eamon.
You know, it was interesting as we went to break, and during the commercial, Dan Marley smiling at that one because I think he agrees with us, but Sean Miller was working the officials, and I'm like, he's spending a lot of time working on the officials when he's up 11, but I think that's why you work them.
You work the officials because you know you're only 7 deep. You got 2 players with 3 fouls, 1 player with 4 fouls. So Arizona has to be mindful of all the contact and make good decisions.
Adu can't handle the pass, but gets it back. Now Russell, with 13 on the shot clock, going right at Ristic. Frere attacks, and he gets it to go.
Boy, he has really turned it on here in the second half. Lots of big plays. Got a couple of dunks tonight.
As you would imagine, the Wildcats in no rush. Grand Canyon letting them milk clock. Allen throws it away. Unless something miraculous happens here, Grand Canyon's not going to shock the world, but if you're Dan Marley, you got to be no moral victories, but you have to be happy with the way your team competed on the road against the 19th ranked team in the country.
Absolutely. You come into one of the toughest places in the country to play, all for a couple of missed 3-pointers and some free throws. You're in this ball game, and right now Grand Canyon holding Arizona to 60 points with less than 2 minutes to go. Not a bad job defensively, but then again, Arizona at full strength is a completely different team as well. So there's some victories to be had on both sides. For Sean Miller and his club, you go into a couple of games missing a point guard, you still manage to get wins. You've got 7 scholarship players to suit up. And you know college basketball, nobody's going to take any mercy on you anyway. So you just got to come out and do the best job you can. And Arizona's been able to fight through foul trouble, fight through turnovers, fight through not having a point guard. And for Grand Canyon, they've come in here and, despite some cold shooting, have made quite a game of it.
Up next for Arizona, another early tip, noon game on ESPN2 Saturday at Texas A&M. The early start wasn't a problem against Missouri. Frere with a good look for a 3, and he knocks it down. So the Antelopes say, hey, don't start talking about moral victories and what's up next. We're hanging around. Pick up in the backcourt, but Allen gets it across to Simmons. Final minute of play. Dan Marley content not to foul and stop the clock. Five on the shot clock. Markkanen. He'll go to the line. So they foul him at the end of the shot clock.
Markkanen has done an outstanding job in the second half. He's benefited from a couple of touch fouls, but for the most part, he's been aggressive and gotten the whistle and gotten to the free throw line. Made things happen for Arizona.
Looking to get to double figures for the 10th time this season. So a substitution issue here for the Antelopes, causing a slight delay in the free throws. Imagine the wealth of basketball knowledge Dan Majerle has for all the guys he's played with, played for in the NBA.
It's a great situation when you got young players, you talk about leadership and guys buying in. How can you not buy into what Thunder Dan is trying to teach these young men in terms about how the game is played, how to make it easy, trust your teammates. He could score with the best of them in the NBA. And you got to imagine there's a lot of gems being tossed out at practice for the Lopes.
Step back three for Russell. And Simmons runs it down, but gets fouled and the ball goes out of bounds. You see, 11.4 points per game in 14 seasons. Part of that team that went to the NBA Finals against Michael Jordan before moving on to the Heat to play for Pat Riley. You probably remember that Finals a little bit.
Used to torture my Bulls back in the day. Dan Majerle and Sean Miller, two guys that played the game and bring a lot of their personality to their teams. You can already tell, just trying to find a way to be competitive, not backing down from anyone. And I know I said it before, but I really do love the tough scheduling because that's the only way you can build a quality program is to go out and play people.
Also helps put people in the seats when Louisville comes to town.
Absolutely.
So Arizona will improve to 9-2 and get ready for Texas A&M. Grand Canyon falls to 500. They're 5-5. Their modest two-game winning streak will come to an end. They get Mississippi Valley State next on Saturday night.
Eamon, that's a great point. What a way to prepare for conference with this non-conference schedule. Grand Canyon's in a great position when they enter conference play in a few weeks to have seen tougher teams than what they may see in conference.
1 year away from being eligible for the NCAA tournament. As Jerry Colangelo said about this basketball program, they didn't just jumpstart it, they leapt over it. I mean, they just hit the ground running. So they're trapping in the backcourt. And now they'll let the Wildcats run out the final 10 seconds. So Sean Miller and Dan Majerle will shake hands, and it was a hard-fought win for the Wildcats as they pulled away in the second half.
Hard-fought win. Both teams had things to overcome, but most importantly, Arizona fought off a second-half run by the Lopes, played physical, and was able to grind out this victory.
3 freshmen in double figures as Kobe Simmons leads the way with 13, Alkins with 11, and Markkanen with 11 as well. For my partner Corey Williams and our entire production crew at ESPN, I'm Eamon McEnany. Thanks for joining us. The final score, Arizona 64, Grand Canyon 54. Coming up next, college football, Arkansas TCU from September.